Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Boozy Botanical podcast.
Woo!
My name is Angelique,
And I'm Holly.
and we are back for another very special Boozy Tuesday, a thankful Boozy Tuesday.
Yes, so thankful. This is our 40th episode, by the way. So that's something to be thankful for, too.
Right, just so happens to land on the week of Thanksgiving. How exciting.
Nice.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Me too.
So hello, everybody. We hope you're well. Holly, how are ya? What are you drinking?
I'm good. So, sorry, jeez.
You're good.
Starting it off already. I am very good. I am drinking can you guess it?
Cute.
And a moment from
IV?
No, I'm just kidding. I wish. No, it is a liquid IV. It's the passion fruit flavor. I think this is my favorite flavor, by the way. I think I'm determined. Officially, this is my favorite. And you guys know how much I'm obsessed with Starbucks cups. Is this not the cutest fucking thing?
It's the Lisa Frank one.
Yes. I'm an old ass millennial who, goes crazy for Lisa Frank. Look how cute. It has the infamous like smiley face with like the Saturn.
Yes.
Like,
people don't understand, especially being from Arizona. She is a part of our culture. You know, she's in Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
I never knew that growing up, but
factory.
Yeah.
But now we do, and it makes it that much more special. Apparently not easy to work with, but we don't have to talk about that part.
Yeah.
Oh my God, love her stuff. I think Whitney Cummings, a comedian, she got really into Lisa Frank, has been like wearing her stuff, and I think like got Lisa Frank to like comment on something on Instagram.
Oh my God. And her identity is pretty like, I don't know. Yeah, totally. It's like she's very mysterious. So I don't know. It just reminds me of my childhood. I was such a freak for Lisa Frank. Like, oh my gosh.
I loved it. I didn't get to buy a lot of it. Autumn, my best friend, had a lot of Lisa Frank, like the little cheetah. That was like a
yes.
It was always around me. Like I always really liked it and appreciated it. I think I might have had a few Lisa Frank things, but it was so cool.
I actually have all my old Lisa Frank stuff. Like I saved it, and it is in an original limited 2 bag, like a little shopping bag. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know.
Oh my God.
I love them.
Yeah. R.I.P. Limited 2 is where I got my very first CD ever. Guess what I bought?
What'd you buy?
Cheetah Girls.
Oh, Cheetah Girls!
Cheetah Girls, Cheetah Sisters. Like, yes, me too. Me too.
Man, I love the Cheetah Girls.
Oh, love that.
Good one too. But Hillary Duff is like my ride or die bitch. I fucking love Hillary Duff.
No, I think Boozy Botanical Podcast stands for Hillary Duff. Yes. I want nothing but happiness in her life.
I know. I will always defend her. Yeah, I don't care how dorky her music was. No,
she's our queen.
Exactly. Anyways,
yeah, there was that music phase where I was like, I respect it.
Well, she's even said in interviews that she's kind of embarrassed for music from like way back then.
She was young.
Yeah, like it's okay. You were a Disney girl. It's not your fault. Like,
what are you gonna do?
Dude, Come Clean still slaps.
Oh, that's what I was trying to like find the lyrics. Let the rain fall down. Yes.
Oh my God.
Hillary, we met once. Just meet me again.
I remember you told me at her kid's soccer game.
So creepy. It's so weird. I was at her kid's soccer game.
She's a nanny. If you guys have never listened to the podcast, Angelique is a nanny.
First episode. I'm not a psycho. I just saved Hillary Duff's life by giving her her car keys that she dropped in the grass. And I was like, here's your Audi keys. Here you go. Oh, love her. She like that smile. Oh my God.
Oh, they're beautiful, big veneers.
Oh, those veneers get a girl going. Let me tell you.
I don't care how big they are. They can be as big as she wants. They're beautiful.
You know what? I think it's because she has big lips. To me, it's not off.
I don't think so. I mean, I think when she went through her very, very, like, again, we're not like body shaming anyone or like commenting on her body, but when she was in a very, very thinner state, it did look a little off, but I think she looks amazing.
I think she's filled out nicely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope that's fine to say, Hillary. I think you look great. Like,
Yeah,
you're
you've always looked great.
yeah,
Like,
we love
anytime
you so much.
we love you.
If Jason Momoa is the king in Thurium, what's Hillary to have?
Oh gosh, we need to find a plant
gotta
for her.
Celebrity plant. Oh, that we have to really marinate on this one, I think. I don't wanna get it wrong.
No, I
Jason Momoa was
agree.
clear. It was very obvious.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Jason, that's his plant for sure. With
He has
Hillary,
abs.
give us a few weeks. We'll find a
Give
good
it
plant
by
for her.
Christmas, we'll have a plant for
Well, she
Hillary.
could be the queen in Therium because we got a king and a queen.
It's true, but
You
then
know, the world
Lisa Bonet
queenum.
gets mad?
Hmm?
What if Lisa Bonet gets mad? Jason Momoa's
Mhm.
wife.
It's
Lisa.
okay. I mean, I like
No,
Lisa, but
like, I don't want her to get jealous.
why would she get jealous?
I
Oh,
don't know,
because
she's
king and queen. It's not that they're together. It's like Daenerys and Jon Snow. Even though they did hook up.
they were related. I
They were
don't know
related
that they
though.
were related.
They weren't.
Maybe Amelia Clarke is the Queen Antheria.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, with Jason Momoa too.
That's what I said. They hooked up.
Oh, I thought you meant her and Jon Snow hooked up because that's also true.
Oh, well, yeah, sorry. That's what I was talking about.
You guys, if you haven't seen season 7 of Game of Thrones, you should have turned this off 15 seconds ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's already been a few years, so that's on you.
Sucked. We all agree. It
We
sucked.
hated it. Just stop at season 6, honestly.
Right. Or like, don't, yeah. Ugh. Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah,
okay, what the hell are you drinking? I'm so sorry.
we're drinking the same thing, so it's fine.
Okay.
Except mine is strawberry because freaking Costco's not carrying passion fruit right now.
Dude. Okay.
What's
Walmart has
I
it
know
right
they started
now.
a partnership.
It's small, but they have passion fruit and they do have a watermelon. So, yeah.
Oh my God, I have to go. It's right next to my house.
And they're, like I said, they're smaller. They come in like a 10 pack and it's like $10. So it's really not like the Costco deal. But sometimes when I'm in a pinch and I don't want to wait
No,
to
$1
order
per
online. Yeah. So when I don't want to like wait to order it online, like if I'm like, oh shit, we're going out of town, let me just like go to Walmart. That comes in handy. So plus that's how I tried the watermelon flavor because I didn't know if I wanted to, spend for a whole bag, but I ended up loving it. So
well, that's the thing. Even so, if you were to get like 2 packs for 20, that's 20 for 20. It's still cheaper. I think Costco you get like 30 for 23 or you get 20 for 25. It's like something, it's probably like similar. So that's not bad. It's just not as big of a bag is the thing.
For
That's
sure.
a really good idea.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm just having the strawberry one. Yeah, we'll let you guys know about Hillary's plant.
Yes.
Definitely have to figure that out. Well, no shade to you, Hillary, but
oh no.
I don't know if you remember this, Holly.
No.
She did it. She was interviewed by Architectural Digest, which everyone knows I like to watch on YouTube.
Oh, her house tour?
Remember the plant I sent you? No. Oh my God, Hillary. Sorry. You had a story. No, she had a post. She had a post up for a sponsorship on Instagram, but I remember seeing her plants in her tour. And she even mentioned, I'm just trying not to kill them. It's not going great or something like that.
Wait, she has.
I sent you a screenshot of a Brazil and it was drooping and we were like, Hillary!
That's right. Yes. Well, I know for sure, like at her tour, she had like I want to say it was a rubber tree, like a variegated one, but I've seen recently on her Instagram stories, she has like this massive ZZ plant and it looks pretty good.
Oh.
But it's a ZZ, so anyone can take care of ZZ.
She's making progress. Let's focus on the positive.
Yes.
Exactly. We really have to figure this one out. Maybe she should be something variegated because of like her blonde hair and stuff.
Oh yes. Yeah. Next week, guys, we'll come up with an idea. But you gotta hold us to it. Like remind us on Instagram.
Yeah. Where's Hillary's plant? We need to know. Oh my gosh, we should do a post. That'll be cute. We'll talk about it.
So cute. And then we gotta do one for Jason because
obviously. Hello.
Okay, sorry guys.
Get us going on abs and veneers,
Veneers. Whew. It's a girl hot.
It's a whew.
That's something to tell us. What was it? I was like, oh my God, that makes my lady dick hard.
Yes.
What? Like he didn't get it. I'm like, you don't get that term?
Like come on. Like I'll be like, babe, like that man is handsome. Do you not agree?" And then there's like a, I
I know.
guess so."
I know.
I was at a bar last night with some friends, and I was talking about, because I just binged Mayor of Easttown with Josh with Kate Winslet.
Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't binge it with her. She was on the screen.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, she's a
I was
queen. I've met her. I love her.
You what?
Yes. Well, 'cause I'm not supposed to say this, but the movie that I worked on, she's
Did
in.
you sign an NDA? I don't wanna get her what did you
I know.
sign?
I'm not gonna say what movie, but I
Oh,
worked on
okay.
a movie, and she's on it, and I was, like, being such a stalker. Like, we met eyes a couple times because 'cause I'm just like,
Did you guys talk?
"No, not too
Oh.
much." Like, she said hi, but I'm just like,
Did you say
"Oh,
hi back?
oh,
Tell
yeah, of
me
course."
everything.
Oh, yeah. I
Babe,
filmed her.
Holly worked with Kate Winslet. How could you not have told me this for 2
I'm
years?
sorry. I thought I told you.
No. Okay, guys, for any of you that meet me, it goes, "Hi, hello, how are you? I'm great. Did you know I worked with Kate Winslet once?" Like, that's the order
Well,
when you
not
become a
once, but
friend.
for a couple months.
Oh, better then, even still.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wait, she was perfect.
She was perfect. Oh my gosh, she's a queen. Her and Hillary, I would marry them both.
Oh, same. I literally was telling my friends at the bar, I was like, "I'm gay. I'm hella gay for Kate Winslet." Like,
Yes.
so, like, sturdy in her power. I love that, like, she's a gorgeous body, but I love that she's not stick thin.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
she's very just, like, secure in who she is, visually. I hope you if you have insecurities, it's okay, okay, Kate? But what I'm saying is, like, she seems just so just sure of herself as a
Yeah.
person.
Well,
I'm
I
just
will
like,
say,
"Ugh."
even so in real life, like, she was wearing a mocap suit, and she's still very thin and, like, beautiful.
Yeah, she's
She
just
has, like
I
she has a
appreciate that she
woman's
embraces
body.
her curves, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, she has a woman's body, not like a little girl. She's just gorgeous.
100%. I love her, and she just seems so kind, and, like, she was lovely, like, she was nice.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I didn't get to talk to her a whole lot, but, like,
when you were
she's kind of
eavesdropping.
funny, and, like, she's just kinda like
Or she's funny, oh my god.
she's just like her little witty self, like, she's serious, but, like, she's at work,
She
but
seems like she's definitely serious about acting, like, that's the
Mhm.
business. Was
Although
it a
I think
Oh, tell me.
God, I can't say too much. I also worked with Zoe Saldana. She's more serious. But, like,
More like,
Kate
"I'm
was
working."
Kate was a lot more lovely. Not that Zoe wasn't, but I think I just have a soft spot for Kate, you know?
Right, like, Zoe Saldana was probably just focused on the work, like, she comes, she
Well,
works, does her thing.
yeah, it's funny because one time with Zoe, she was like, "Hi, how are you?" Like, "I'm Zoe," and I'm like, "Hi, Zoe," like, "Hi." She's like, "You're in my way," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
But thanks for saying, "How are you?"
I'm like, well, because like I was literally put there with my tripod, but I was in her way. I'm like, please, like I will get out of your way. Don't you worry.
I'm on it, ma'am. I'm on it.
Anyways, I'm sorry, guys. We keep on going on tangents, but
But it's worth it. It
it
is worth
is.
it.
It is.
Holly, really quick before we get into our special Thanksgiving episode,
Yes.
how's your week been? What's
My
up?
week is good. I have plans to repot my giant Monstera adansonii, like the very big mature one that I told you guys about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm very excited. I'm gonna repot it because it's definitely like root bound and I still have it indoors. Like my initial plan is to grow it outside, but I'm thinking about growing it indoors exclusively. And I
What?
know, only because it is starting to be cold in Florida. I mean,
What
what we
kind of
consider
cold?
cold.
Like, what's cold?
Well, it's dipping into like low 50s, like 49, something like that. So I'm like, maybe it's not the
Oh,
best.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, maybe it's not the best time to like put this plant outside. So I'm thinking of clearing a corner in my office. I mean, again, the wingspan is like giant. Like it's a very
Right.
wide. But
Wide
yeah, I think
gal.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it. I have
Oh
a
my god.
not like a moss pole, but I do have like a pole. I just got some Fox Farm.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, another funny update
Tell me.
is I've been really into ASMR lately, and I
Ooh,
filmed like an ASMR like soil refresh when I bought the soil from my Adansonii house.
nice.
It's fun. Tyson does not like ASMR though, like
How
at
does it
all.
creep him out?
He hates it. Like, dude, okay,
Oh,
so
like actually disdain.
yes. Like
Right.
last night he was dead ass asleep and I just like couldn't fall asleep. So I'm like, I'm gonna just watch some TikTok. And a lot of times what is like fed to me on my FYP are these ASMR live streams. And they just kind of like talk into the microphone and do all these weird little things. I swear. He's asleep. And all of a
Right,
sudden
he's out.
he wakes up and he's like, "Hey, what the hell?" I'm
Like
like,
angry.
yeah, I'm like, "What?" That woke me up. I'm like, "What? How?" Like, he hates it that much. It woke him out of REM sleep.
It's a
What?
visceral experience. Oh my
So I had to
god.
learn the hard way. It is not for everyone.
It's a niche.
It's a niche.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm
Ooh,
sorry.
well, you know. Oh, no.
Yeah, so
Well, well. Sorry, Tyson.
he forgave me. It's okay.
Yeah, but you did one with soil?
I did. I just kind of did like opening an Amazon box and then like cutting the soil, pouring it into my container, then like opening and closing the container. I don't know. I think it's fun. You guys have to let me know if I did it right.
Maybe you'll be a viral ASMR artist. It can
Maybe.
happen.
Dude, I
100%.
used to want to be a Foley artist when I was like before I was in college.
It's really cool.
I think it is. I mean, it's kind of crazy, like all the stuff that they can do. But there
Yeah.
was a TikTok. There's a woman, and they're a Foley artist, and I
Yeah.
just think that's really cool. And like her studio is just like, yeah, filled
Well,
with crazy stuff.
quick definition for those of you that aren't familiar. Foley artists are the people who work in sound in film and TV. This is big on Disney, for example. You can see
Yeah,
documentaries on Disney Plus about this, how to create just like how to create sounds because there had to be a library created at one point before you could just buy
right.
the sounds you needed. And it's like, how do we create lightning? Oh, let's turn seeds around and make it go shh,
Yeah.
shh. How do you
Yeah.
create like, all these different things? And it's like the door is opening. What are you creaking? Is it really a door creaking or is it something else? And usually it's like pots and pans and random things.
And it's cool because
Hey,
they'll have like a big screen, and let's just say someone's walking through dirt. They'll copy the steps in the dirt or the snow,
yeah.
and they like replicate that sound. So I think it's
Mhm.
such a cool niche, and like,
It's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Anyone that comes to visit LA, I don't know if I've talked about this, but the Academy Museum just opened a few months ago, and they have a room where you can watch how Foley's created
that would be
with
so
Indiana.
cool.
Well, they showed how they did all the different layers of sound with Indiana Jones. A scene from Indiana Jones where you see the
Wow.
big boulder and everything. It's like really, really cool.
So cool. When I was in high school or early college, I toured USC's film school
Oh
and they had
yeah.
like a Foley department and they had a room and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is so cool."
That's amazing. Yeah,
Mhm.
stuff like that's so awesome. It's very impressive, guys. So, yeah.
But how was
But,
your week?
good, good. I just wrapped on, the film shoot I told you guys about last week. Not there in real time yet, so I hope the shoot went well.
I bet it
But
did.
yes, I think it did. Me and Matt, we've done a lot of prep work. We've storyboarded like crazy. We have a great DP. So I presume it went well. And if not, we solved our problems. So by our
There's
next
always gonna be
episode, I'll let you
problems.
guys know.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
like a film set's always gonna have stuff, like you said. So we'll see. But I feel good that I did another project during COVID. That's been exciting. And to
And
just
it's an
use them for
accomplishment.
me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something to be really proud of, like, to finish a short film, like, to write something and see it come into completion, like, that's a big deal, like, you should
Yeah,
be
it's
very proud.
Thank you. Yeah, it's crazy to, like, perform my own words, you know? Like, that's like, "Whoa."
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, so that's been good, but yeah, I'm actually really excited to talk about today's episode.
Me
Me and
too.
Holly, we were chatting because, like, and this is, for example, with SIGF, sometimes if the holidays come up, we'll just, because we release on Thursdays and Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. So oftentimes it'd be like you'd skip that week before the
Right.
holidays. But we realized our Boozy Tuesday lined up with Thanksgiving pretty well. I mean, obviously not literally, it's like still on Thursday, guys. But, we were like, we don't need to skip an episode. It could be fun to do a, like, what we're thankful for sort of episode.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And just
So
like how and why we're so thankful for plants, really.
what have they done for us, etc., and so forth. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about it. So Holly, how about you start us
Too.
off? What, I mean, I guess that's the big question. Like, why are you thankful for plants? What have they done for you? Do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, no, totally. Like, I think the main thing, not to get too deep right away, but
Well, let's
plants
get there.
plants really came to me at an interesting time in my life, like I always I've told kind of my story of how I got into plants, but I had always been a person who was like, yeah, I love plants, I love them, but until I really got into plants, I was like, oh wow, but they came to
Yeah.
me at a time when it was a time of a lot of loss. So my grandpa had just passed, Tyson's
Mm.
dad had just passed, so losing them was just like a huge hit,
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
obviously. And so they really helped me heal through that, um, just if you guys are into plants, I'm thinking if you're listening to this, you probably are into plants and have experienced something similar. But just being able to water and take care of something and just something that's honestly so pure like
Yeah, like a
wholesome.
baby.
I know, right? It's just a very wholesome and beautiful hobby. And I think it's just
Definitely.
it kind of, it's life, it's seeing new leaves. And also, it's I did see somebody say, if you are into plants, I don't remember how they worded it exactly, but it's that you are hopeful for the future because you're buying a little baby plant and you're expecting to watch it grow. And it's you are, yeah, you're cultivating something for the future. And I just think that's something really beautiful about plants. So that
Yeah.
is my first thankful point when it comes to house plants is that
Yeah.
well, they're great healing.
Super. I didn't start plants for the same reason, but I've seen that whole this idea of you're prepping for the future, you're expecting to see this grow, et cetera, and so forth. Like with my grandma's plant that my mom has that I talk about, the Christmas cactus, like that thing's like
Yes.
30, I think it's as old as me. So I guess it's 27. I forget. It's like very old. And it's like
Yeah.
she's been dead since I was 16. I'm 27 now. Her plant is still alive. And I think there's something really powerful about that. Like she chose that plant, not my mom, not my dad.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. Like I have one of your grandpa's plants as well.
Yes,
It's
I
like
have a
knowing
lot
like,
of a lot
yeah,
of asylum, so I totally get that. Yeah, it's like a living
right.
piece of them.
Right. And I mean, you see it just in nature in everyday life. Like I'll often drive through Burbank because like obviously Burbank had the film studio boom and everything back in the day. And it's like you see some of these oak, I don't know if they're oak trees, but these huge trees, super
Yes.
thick trunks. And it's like, oh my gosh, that tree was there 80 years ago and nothing else
Right.
was. And it could be not to get dark, but like it could be in the future that nothing else is left and that tree will still be there, And
Yeah.
it's very it's okay. Have a good day, babe. Sorry guys, I have to say bye to my boyfriend because I love him so much.
Bye, Josh.
Did you get my text? Just check see if you can move the towels to the dryer if there's time. If not, it's okay. It's all good. If you can't, it's fine because I can do it. But I'll okay. Anyway, um
Real around here.
yeah, sorry guys. But what babe? Oh no, I don't they're okay, don't I'll take care of it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Sorry. um but yeah, so I just think that's so powerful to see that in just in nature, and obviously with
Yeah,
houseplants as well, you get that same thing. But yeah, so I don't know, it's really special, I think. It's a
so
cool
cool.
yeah, it's a cool thing. But yeah, yeah, I can go on for days. I just love that element of, seeing it move on. Also too when like you gift a plant, like that to
Yeah.
me has so much power as well,
It's so true. Like that kind of brings me to my next bullet point is like how plants really do bring people together. And specifically, this was mainly pre-COVID, but um it brought me a big community in LA, like with going to plant swaps and even just Instagram friends that I was able to meet in real life. I just think that's really cool, like even in a digital sense, I think there's a lot of ways we can still connect with one another, all centered
Totally.
around houseplants. And it's just so crazy to think that, like, if I was never into plants or they never came into my life, like, there are like multiple relationships and friendships that I've cultivated. Pardon the
Yeah, no
pun.
pun intended.
Um, that would never have happened if it wasn't for plants. So it's just so crazy. I mean, and again, I could skip down to my other bullet point. It's like you and I would have never been friends.
That's
I
so
mean, we would
true.
have been friends, but we wouldn't have like really gotten close because we really bonded like over plants.
It happened so fast.
Hmm.
When I met you, well, I met you in 2019, and during the Game of Thrones season 7, it came back again. That's literally why. And I think it lined up with when I was starting to get into plants for
Yeah.
sure. And yeah, there was just this like, yeah, it just happened all of a sudden, and then COVID
Yeah.
hit, and I was like, "Friend." And I think too, like, even before COVID for sure, like, we definitely had established, I think, a close friendship before that, and I think with
Yeah.
Boozy, not
Boozy
just Boozy, but
Botanical Night.
yeah, like, hosting an event sounded really fun, and I think we just clicked really easily, because obviously we have stuff in common that's not plant related, but
Yeah.
plant stuff really, just, like, came out, it's yeah,
Yes.
it brought out
Fast
our
forwarded
friendship
our
a lot.
friendship. Yes.
Yeah, and it's been wonderful. Yeah, I'm really grateful for that, because now
Yeah.
it's like I can't imagine not having this friendship or this show?
Again, too, yes, like, if imagine, like, if we didn't have plants, we would have never had this podcast and met all the
Right.
people who listen to us.
Yes, and, like, we've made so many friends with our listeners, like Dom, Jose, Josie,
Josie.
oh my gosh, Sid, like, so many people. Oh my gosh, even, like, I would have never met Nicole and Brandon, never
Yeah.
would have met, and we've chatted with Planty Queens a bit. I mean, you knew them before, but still, like, so
Yeah.
many people in the community that are so wonderful that we just, like, I just wouldn't have known who they were. Not
It's
at
so
all.
true. It's so
Yeah.
true.
It's they're
It's really cool.
Yeah, I think that's really special. Like, I think when your hobby can be shared in a way, like, it's nice to have like, hobbies that are just your own. Like, I love, like, putting puzzles together? I don't share that
Yeah.
with anyone because
Yeah.
no one else seems to like it, but I would share it. But, I just think it's nice to have a hobby that people are so into. Like, Jerry would have never met Jerry.
That's
He's
right.
a big
Yes, we met
one.
him in real life.
Yeah, I think it's
Well.
yeah, IRL. It's just really a special space to oh my god, no so many puns, to, like, literally grow in these friendships and meet
Mhm.
people that just have things in common with you, and I just think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool too because I feel like it can also bring generational age gaps too.
Yeah,
Like, for example,
yeah,
like I've spoken with so many like elderly people. Like, I mean, even Jerry, he's probably
he's
like twice our
71.
3 times our age.
Yeah,
That sounds so bad. I mean it as like a really
that's big.
amazing thing. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes it is like with different generations hard to connect because we all go through different life experiences. But with plants, it's really a way that you can connect with someone, whether it's a grandparent or an old neighbor or a family member. It's just like it's really cool, and it's something that's so easy to talk about, and so like again, so lighthearted and like a very wholesome like hobby
yeah.
to have.
Definitely. Yeah, I think it's special. And of course those things get stressful in any sort of thing that you do, of course, but I think as we talked about kind of with last week's self-care episode, I think plants can provide an outlet when things get tough too, and just, like, being in, it's like you pet a cat sometimes and you feel less stressed. I think sometimes even just, like, touching a leaf feels the same way, you
Yeah,
know?
well, something that's interesting is with plants, how because they are so healing, you are able to get into like a flow, which is like
Mhm.
people talk about flow. Like if you work, let's just say we're at Starbucks and you have a busy drive-through line, but you're like in the moment, like you're not quite on autopilot, but they do call it flow in like
Totally.
psychology. And apparently, people have done studies with plants and people, and
Yeah.
you can experience that same emotion of flow, whether you're just like watering your plants. And it's so true because I've talked about my anxiety, I think, on this podcast, and plants help with that so much, and they still do. So it's just really cool, and that's something I'm like extremely grateful for. And I think probably a lot of you, even listening, can comment on that too. Um, yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, I can go on for days. You hit the nail on the head. It's just it grows. Oh, I keep saying grows. Why do I keep saying grows? It's just it
It
can't stop, won't
evolves.
stop, you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's evolved. It's like a Pokemon.
It's still nature. Whoops.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I think for you too, Holly, I mean, I imagine I wanna give you something to be thankful for, but seeing how creative you've become through plants is
Yeah.
such a big thing. Like, what was like that for you? Because obviously everyone knows by now, like, you were working really full time on set before.
Yes. So that was like a big deal. When I first got into plants is when I was working on a movie that was just like, well, that's when I was working on Avatar, sorry. And the hours were really crazy. But on the weekends, I would come home and we lived down the street from a flower market. So I would just walk around and like look at plants. I'd repot plants. And then that's initially what got me to start my plant Instagram. And in fact, Tyson was the one who really encouraged me, like, you should start a plant Instagram. And, so
Oh,
he was,
really?
yeah, he was like, you should do it. Cause I'm like, I don't know why I said something like, oh, I'm trying to meet more plant friends. And he's like, well, you should have a plant account because they're not going to want to follow you if they don't see plants. I'm like,
Obviously, wife or a girlfriend at the time, I suppose.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So it really was cool because once that started, having an Instagram, then came TikTok. And then, oh, I make YouTube videos around plants and make reels
Yeah.
and then ultimately opened up my shop making pots and my I used to paint pots, now I'm making terrazzo, and it just really sparked so much creativity that I had lost from the just being caught up in the industry and just working like a mad person and
Right.
not giving myself again with self-care and not giving myself time for me to be creative. So plants really were like the driving force of that. And yeah,
Oh, and well, even just as a friend, seeing how much it's changed your life, you know? I can't
totally.
even imagine, like, your best friends, like, people that have been around for so long and, like, your sister and your family seeing, totally different person in a way, you know?
Yeah. Well, funny enough too, because I'm sure Josh can also
A test.
attest to this. Like
Yes.
when Tyson and I first started dating, like I wasn't into plants at all. Like, I mean, he knew that like I had a few plants at our first place together and like whatever.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it just came out of nowhere. So it's true. It's like people around me have seen it evolve. We won't say grow.
Literally. I mean, people come over and they're like, "Wow, look at all this." And I'm like, "It's been a journey for
Yeah.
sure."
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, "When were you into plants?" I was like, "Since middle of 2019, not counting."
I know. I just
It
say 4 years.
just does its thing. It does its
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love the calming element. Sometimes I get stressed, which I know I've talked to you guys about that, but I think it's all like that just goes into like knowing your boundaries, knowing your limits. But I think once you find that sweet spot, they provide so much just calm, you know?
Yeah, and I know like you are very into interior design, and I'm sure
Mhm.
that has even just like evolved your interior eye for things
Totally.
too.
Oh my gosh, like I went to a house the other day for work and it was my first time meeting the family. Beautiful garden outdoors, just like great landscaping. Inside there wasn't a single plant. and it
Wow.
was fine, but it was like their house was beautiful. They went for, like, kind of like the metal sort of look, gunmetal
Yeah.
approach. It's very, like, um,
Industrial, kinda?
industrial, but, like, all of their decor was, like, black and dark grays
Oh,
with, like,
wow.
accents of white, so very modern, but to me kinda cold, and I'm
Mm,
like, "You could keep all this color scheme and just add a few plants, and it would brighten up the space so much."
it's
You
so
know,
true.
it's crazy. Yeah, it makes me feel really good when I can, you know, create a moment with plants. I think it just now I look at a corner that doesn't have plants and I'm like, "What happened if I put this little baby right there?" And I'm like, "Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So different." And
I've
I
talked
love that
about
feeling.
it's so true. I've even talked about, like, I think our boys do really appreciate the plants, 'cause if
He
I take a
tells me
bunch
all the
away
time. Yes.
yeah, if I take a bunch away, like you were saying, you add a plant to, like, a little corner and how it transforms it. So if I take some plants away to water, Tyson will say, like, "Wow, it looks so dead over there," you know, 'cause it's like, it really
What
does just
happened?
yeah. It's like, "It
Yeah.
look like that?" Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just really cool. I mean, it's literally bringing life into your space. I mean, also too, you gotta think people talk so much about how, crystals and gems have a positive effect on your space and on you,
Yeah.
and they're creating vibrations. I mean, plants are living things, so all the more I mean, I'm not gonna say one is more than the other, but like, it could do the same thing, you know? Like, if
Totally.
you look at a plant or you touch a plant, like, you're, exchanging vibrations, you know, not to get woo on you,
Yeah.
but
But
it's true.
no, totally. It's yeah, it's a very I don't wanna use the word intimate, but it kinda feels like an intimate experience, you know, like you're
Yeah, well,
kind of
'cause you get
getting
to
in
know
on the
that.
secret. Yeah, yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think too, it's just man, I it's funny because I think about, like, 3 years ago, I wasn't really into plants, and it's like it was the same thing you were saying, like, "Oh, I love plants. Plants are great. Look how beautiful plants are." Like, I
Yeah.
always thought that. I had 1 plant for a couple years, and that was it, but there was something so just, like, a warm, fuzzy feeling of, like, making something helping something to grow, and
Yeah.
I think everyone needs I don't know if it's, like, a human need or what it is, because, like, obviously, I don't have kids, but there's something just powerful. It's like when you have, like, a pet, like, just seeing something come to fruition. Like, I've cried over plants. So it's like when you
Yeah,
see something
no.
bad happen to them and there's something just so, like, alive.
Yeah, I agree. And even, like, you know, when we moved oh, I think you're frozen.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. You disappeared for a second.
that's okay.
I
No, okay, you're
know, but we're
back.
back. That was a really weird moment, like, both of us went black.
Oh, wow, so you were frozen and I can still see myself?
Whoa, oh, no. Okay, but we're good now. Let me
We're
just
good
mark this
now.
time code really quick.
Yeah.
3828-ish
We'll just
glitch.
have 'em,
Okay.
like, cut out this little part.
Yeah, totally, totally. So I'm not sure where I cut out, but, I was saying, again, not to get, like, so deep, but it's like, you know, they're alive and they might not speak the way a human speaks human to human. They don't speak English, this and that, but
Yeah.
there is a sort of company that comes with them. Like, there's a dependence there, and I think
Yeah.
that's a nice feeling to have, I think, to know that, like, I've cultivated this, you know?
And it's very true, and especially when you said about the company part and how they're alive, like, when we moved across the country, I just remember feeling all that more at home, knowing that I was bringing all my favorite plants and, like, even though I wasn't gonna be where it was comfortable and familiar, my plants
Yeah.
brought comfort and whatever what's the word? Familiarity?
Familiarity.
Familiarity, thank you.
There you go.
Because of that, like, relationship that you formed with your plant, you know? So,
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah, they're the best, you know, and it's just good. I know we already talked about it, but I just wanna say one more time, like, it gave us this podcast,
It
you know?
did.
It's something where it's like, especially because we don't not live together. Jesus, we don't live in the same town anymore.
Yeah.
Because I would see you almost every week, I feel like,
almost
for a
every
while.
every other couple days we would see
Yeah.
each other. I
Holly
know.
lived right down the street from me, guys, so it was really easy to see her, and so there was
Yeah.
definitely this moment of like, "Man, oh man, like, you're so far now, but we really get this, like, one-on-one time," because it's even different, like, if we had other people that worked on the show, but the fact that
Yeah.
it's just you and I, it's, like, just our time to connect, and it's
It's
just
so
really
true.
special.
Like, I feel like you're still totally in my life, even though we're miles and miles
100%.
away, and it's so
Yes.
cool.
If you guys can't tell, I feel like the big topic, like, the big thing we're thankful for is, like is how, uh plants bring people together, and
Yeah,
they literally they create connections, and Holly and I have talked about this, it's not real yet, but maybe traveling somewhere together to do a podcast event or something,
I
and
would love that.
yeah, me too, just
Mhm,
trying to
yeah, we've been
connect with
talking
our
about it for a little
listeners.
while.
Yeah, we have to see what our options are, but we'll keep you guys posted, but yeah, I think there's so much goodness that comes out of them, and it's nice to know that, like, even if you can only be into plants for a little while, like the people that were into plants during the pandemic and now they have to go back to their real lives, it's like they gave you something to get through a dark time. To and I
Absolutely.
think it's okay, like, unlike an animal, unlike a child, if they can give you what you need and then they can move on, and that's okay. You can give it to someone else and then providing a thankfulness to someone else, like, they're they're like the gift that keeps on giving, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Literally,
Whether
yeah.
it's cuttings or the whole plant you're giving, yeah, and they're always evolving, so
Yeah, like when my friend, to wrap it up, I think I mentioned her, I forget if it was this episode or last, but my friend Kat that gave me the polka dot begonia, she came recently to pick up some plants, and I showed it to her, she gave it to me, it was either last January or last December. And it had, I think,
Oh.
3 leaves, maybe 4, and now it's like a tall plant. It's, like, growing up,
Oh my
and it has big, thick leaves,
goodness.
and she was like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "I know, it's
It's
crazy."
in your cabinet, right?
Yes, it's in my cabinet, it loves it in there,
Oh,
popping
yeah,
out
they
babies left
love
and right.
oh, that's so cool. I love
Yeah,
it.
and
And you
she
know,
yeah, it was good.
sorry.
No,
I
it's
was gonna
okay.
say, I feel with the plants that I have from trades, I feel like that connection with that person too. I don't know if everybody does,
Yeah.
but, like, we've had Megan, the Hoya goddess, we've had
Yes,
her on as a or not on the podcast, but as a
plant
plant
mommy.
mommy. We've done lots of plant trades, and every time I see, like, my Hoya caudata, I always think of her. It's just like,
It's really
whenever there's a new
cool.
yeah, and I mean, even beyond just, like, sharing, like, "Hey, look at there's a new leaf," or, "This plant is blooming," like, you get to
Totally.
still talk to that person, but I feel like I'm taking care of a part of them. It's again, not to get all woo woo on you
No, it's
guys,
true.
but
Yeah, yeah,
it's so
yeah.
true. Or even like Jen, at Jen of the Jungle, she gave me a little philodendron camspartuanum,
Yeah.
and he's a tiny little guy, and now this thing is like huge, and I literally
Yeah.
always think of her when I see that plant. So it's just really, really
It's
special.
special because, like, they didn't have to give it to you, but they did, you know? It's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Yes.
Oh, Holly. Well, I'm thankful for you, and I hope you have a great holiday
I'm
this
thankful for
week.
you. Do you have any plans? Are you getting
I
together as family?
we're actually staying in LA the first time, so it's gonna be Josh
Nice.
and I. I have family out here we, are considering seeing, we still don't really know, but we thought it might be fun to do our own thing. We wanna go see a movie on Thanksgiving, just kinda have, like, couple time because 'cause
That's
he's been
nice.
working so much, like, tomorrow on Wednesday, he's working, like, down to the wire. They're not giving him the day off, so
Dang.
it's nice to obviously, we'll have Black Friday off and everything, but I think it'll just be nice to, like, just be the 2 of us, and then the goal is his family and my parents will come up for Christmas. So we're gonna actually have,
Nice.
like, a full holiday season in LA as opposed to
That is so
Arizona. We
nice.
have
I
some
love
Friendsgiving
that.
options too, so we might do Friendsgiving, we'll see.
There you
What
go.
about you? Are your parents coming out, right?
Well, they're
Or
coming
no?
out for Christmas,
That's right,
so
Christmas.
yeah, but we're
That's
just
right.
staying here. Actually, so our family who lives next door, Tyson's
Yeah.
aunt and uncle, they're hosting, and they have a little bit more, a few family members coming over, and apparently
Nice.
those family members get very much into Thanksgiving, and they have like appetizers at 2, dinner at this time, and dessert at this
Oh,
time.
there's a schedule.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, this will be fun. And
This is
dude,
happening.
I get like dishes anxiety. Like when
Yeah.
we're sitting down eating dinner, I'm like, oh god, the dishes. So not that I won't help or lend a hand
Right.
in the kitchen. I'm not just gonna be a freeloader, but
You're like,
it's
I'm
nice.
gonna be cleaning.
Yeah, it's nice to know that the brunt of it is not all on my shoulders. So,
That's nice. Yeah, as you can actually be a guest and enjoy.
yeah. So
That's really cool. It'll be your first Thanksgiving in Florida.
yes, it
Yeah,
will
ever,
be.
right.
Yeah,
That'll be so nice.
I think it'll be cool.
Okay, good. Well, I hope
Yay.
you have fun. For those of you that aren't in the US and don't celebrate Thanksgiving, or if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, period, for your reasons, still hope you have a good break. And if you
Yeah,
don't have a break because you live in the UK, like Dom, I hope you enjoy life this week
yeah.
and
Maybe
still be
just have some
thankful.
pumpkin something,
Right? Yeah, a little pumpkin spice. And
Yeah,
everything nice.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
Holly, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me at Concrete Botanical _ on Instagram, at Concrete Botanical on TikTok, shop Concrete Botanical, and concretebotanical.com for all the terrazzo goodness.
Yay! And you guys can catch me at Sucka for Plantas with 2 C's, and you can catch the podcast at Boozy Botanical Podcast on Instagram. Yes, that's right. And you can listen to us at Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. And if you don't mind, please leave us a 5-star rate and review at Apple Podcasts because it really helps.
We would be
And
thankful if
yes,
you would.
we'll be very thankful. Give us something to be thankful for today. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Boozy.
We love you.
We love you. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We're thankful for you. Hope you have a lovely, safe, healthy Thanksgiving with the people you love. And on that note,
Cheers.
cheers! Yay!